All right. What's up, folks? Welcome to the Anglers List Tournament Series live Q&A. I am your host, Tony Dahlberg. I'm going to be taking you through this evening with some of the minds behind the Anglers List Tournament Series. We'll have two of the three guys that put this together tonight. That'll be Cole and Cody. And we may have a couple of the guys from Minnesota Made also stopping by. I haven't seen them yet. But right now, I was going to wait for some people to come in, but it looks like we've got a few people tuned in over there on Facebook. We are live on the Anglers List Facebook page and the Minnesota Made Outdoors YouTube channel. So go over, share this live stream on both platforms. Drop us some comments. We are here to answer your questions tonight about the Anglers List. If you're thinking about joining, now's the time. Get your application submit, and we'll get you taken care of. So, without further ado, I'm gonna bring our boys up and start this off. There they are. What's up, Cody? What's up, Cole?
Hey, how's it going, Tony?
Hey.
Doing good. So we don't have a huge group of people in right now. We got 3 people watching, but this will stay up on both the Facebook page and YouTube, so we can have people tuning in, and hopefully more people come in here. For those of you watching, again, if you could share the live stream for us, we'd like to get as many people in here, answer as many questions as possible, and get this thing rolling. So, guys, welcome. Thanks for doing this. I think we've all gotten enough questions on this tournament for this to be necessary. So I think it's time we answer some of those questions, and hopefully we get some funneling here through the comments. So, boys, introduce yourselves.
All right. Hey, guys. I'm Cole Wilcoxon. And
I'm Cody Good. So we did a test run of this last year and had so much fun. We figured we would try and make it a little bit bigger and get a bunch more teams going.
Yeah, definitely. So can you give us a kind of a quick, I want to say 30-second pitch on what the Anglers List is?
All right, Cole, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, it's a 40-hour tournament where we can fish for any species on our list that we've created. It's a 52 species list, and we can fish anywhere in Minnesota on any lake. And
the goal is catch as many species as you can. Our minimum is 7 inches, and whoever gets the biggest of each species gets points for that, and the team with the most points at the end of the 40 hours wins.
Perfect. Yeah, that sounds kind of like something we all might be familiar with here. From our buddies over at Uncut Angling. Yeah, I mean, in truth, you guys this is inspired by 39 hours, obviously.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, and obviously with the production that goes into something like that, we're obviously not doing anything of that scale, but we do have some of this live stuff that I think is going to be pretty cool, but we can talk more about that as we go. So I think that's kind of explains what we're going for here, what kind of tournament this is. Can you guys give us some insight on where do people go to sign up and what do they need?
All right, to sign up, we have a link on our Facebook page. It goes through Smartsheet, and if you have questions on that, go ahead and send us a message. But otherwise, you go to the list or go to our Facebook page, click on the Smartsheet link. It will take you to another sheet. It'll walk you through everything you need. You'll need your name, your partner's name, phone numbers, email address, and answer a couple quick questions such as, do you have a smartphone? Do you have access to the internet while you're going to be out on the boat? Are you willing to be on social media? And that should be about it.
Yeah.
So why is it important that we have smartphone access, data plan access, all that? What's the point behind that?
The idea behind that is we're going to also use Smartsheet for submitting our fish. So you're going to have to be able to hook up to the internet to send your fish in that you've caught take pictures of your fish, you're going to have a decent camera on that smartphone. So that helps us to identify the fish to make sure that what you're submitting is the correct species of fish, because some of these get to be pretty close whenever you're looking at the difference from one species to another.
Yep. So, and with that, we're gonna be doing these check-ins, right? Every 5 hours? Or is it 8 hours?
Every 8 hours.
Yeah.
8 hours. So there's five check-ins per event. And they're at what, 5 a.m. is the first one?
So yeah, we'll kick off at 5 a.m. Then 8 hours later, we'll do our first video check-in, and on that video check-in, we'll talk a little bit about what we went through for the last 8 hours. You know, give a little rundown. You know, water conditions, what part of the state you're in, if you had any luck, and to also, you know, a couple fun stories about the last 8 hours of fishing you had and what you're planning on for the next one. You might want to hold some of the lakes back though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll be taking you guys through those check-ins. At every check-in, we're gonna go live the same way we are right now, and I'm gonna watch every check-in video with you guys live. Try to give some input, and I want to also update you guys on the standings, who's taken over points, who's taken over the lead for each heat, and where things are going throughout the event. So that's kind of something that these guys have asked me to take part in this year. Along with that, like they had mentioned, we're going to be validating your entries through the smart sheet, and I'll be taking part in that as well, and just helping sort through submissions, making sure you guys aren't trying to put one past us here. So, can you guys talk a little bit about the species list? How you kind of came to the 50? Was it 52 or is it 50?
I believe it's 52. We had a little bit of trials and tribulations when it came to deciding exactly what those fish were, but it all it was inspired by the Minnesota Master Anglers list.
Yep.
And we've kind of expanded and also dwindled from there. So
Is there,
we clump together, you know, we just put all the bullheads in the same category. You know, stuff like sunfish is still split up, crappies are still split up. We're trying to keep as many options available for everybody, so that way we can have people catching a whole bunch of different species of fish, stuff that you don't normally catch to the stuff that you know is pretty tried and true.
Mm-hmm. And so do you have a size minimum?
Yes, it's 7 inches is the very minimum. I know it's small, but it's going to incorporate a lot of other fish that are on that list as well. So it'll keep things interesting, especially when it comes to battling for points. So
I got a feeling we're going to see a lot of panfish entered with that minimum, but I think it does open it up quite a bit to see a lot of species caught for sure. So what are you looking at for payouts? It looked like you guys were adding in some sponsors and stuff now. So what do you got for payouts? Is that all from tournament entries, or how are you doing that?
Yeah, so the payouts are from tournament entries. Assuming we do get our full 16 teams, we do have a list of our payouts, and most of them will all be from the final event. But if we, for some reason, can't get our full teams, then we'll have to adjust a little bit. But Cole, you got that exact dollar amount for some of those payouts?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a $1,500 first place payout. That's just based off of entry fees. Whatever we get dwindled in or come in from sponsors and whatnot, we'll modify that price or not. So.
Or we'll add some extra stuff in there instead of cash. You know, maybe you'll get a nice pack of bait or even a nice fishing rod that
from Hogsback Custom Rods, and we got a couple promotions that are going to go with that as well. So 903
bait company from Texas is hooking up with us. They're gonna get us some nice bait, and make sure you guys check them out and help support some of our sponsors as well, because they're giving us plenty of stuff, and we need to help put back into them as well.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, yeah. So how'd you guys hook up with that? Is it 903, right? How'd you guys link up with those guys?
So 903 Bait Company is somebody I used to work with, and he's just starting out as a new bait company out of Texas, and he's trying to get in some smaller stores down there. So he asked if we could help get his name out there up here in Minnesota.
Sweet. Yeah, that's cool. I saw that and come through. And then obviously Hogsback too. Those are he fished in it last year with the same guy, right? And actually they ended up winning at Teams Hogback.
They did.
Yeah, so
They sure did.
see how they do.
They're going to be the team to beat this year, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think you're right. Those guys know what they're doing, that's for sure. But hopefully that field widens out. What did you have last year? You only had what, 5?
Just 4
We
teams.
had 4 teams. Yep.
Yeah, 4 teams. So yeah, if you can get your 16 that you're aiming for, this should be pretty interesting. So definitely pulling for that. I guess the last like big question is, when's this all start and when are each of the events? Kind of explain how that works too, with the first event through the final event there.
Certainly. So our first event is going to be on June 19th and 20th. And we're going to start out with 4 brackets of 4 teams. So you're not competing against a full 16. You're competing against just 4 teams. So the top 2 teams from each one of those brackets is going to move on to the second event. So the second event will have 8 teams, and it's going to be 2 brackets there. So the 4 are competing against 4 again. So after that, we're going to have the top 2 from each one of those brackets move on to our final event, where we're going to crown our our Angler List Master Angler Champion.
I like it.
The title is pending.
Okay, we'll work on that title. Nice. So yeah, there's like a month span in between each of these events, right? Is that the intent there was just to spread this out, right? Or are you trying to catch different parts of the season to kind of put that factor into it? Or
Well, there's so many different factors when it comes into fishing for different species and times of years and bites and whatnot. But yeah, it's going to be, it is kind of spread it out a little bit, but at the same time, it's to hit different seasons of the year where fishing is tougher or easier depending on what part of the season it is. I mean,
right, and plus it also it really shows how well the fishermen are going to be able to adapt to the changing season, and how the fish respond to the different parts of the year.
Nice. I like it. I think it's going to be interesting, that second event, and right in the smack dab middle of July. It's going to be hot and tough bites, I think, but should be fun to watch. It looks like Zach is joining us here. I'm going to add him in, see what he has to say with us. Zach, how you doing?
Doing all right. How are you doing?
Good.
Good.
So we kind of made our way through everything, kind of got the rundown on the basics of what the Anglers List is. Do you guys have anything specific that you'd like to touch on, maybe related to rules, related to registration, anything like that? What do we need to get out there for the people to know right now?
Well, we definitely need people to understand and see what StreamYard's all about, or not StreamYard, Smart Sheets.
Yeah.
They got to be able to get on there and see that. That's gotta happen. So
yeah, and as long as everybody's being able to figure out how to sign up on it, they should have no problem being able to submit their fish as well, because it's going to be through the exact same platform. Zach, what do you have so far for stuff along the lines of what is the Anglers List and what's it all about? I mean, we kind of touched up on that, but let's get your take on it.
Obviously, fishing tournament focused on multi-species, and also, a lot of the tournaments that around the state mostly focus on the common game fish, and they don't really highlight a lot of the most common species in the state. Getting into a lot of the suckers, the carp, catfish, the sturgeon. I mean, there's beginning to be a couple more sturgeon tournaments in the state, but it allows guys to get out there and actually focus on some of the other fish that are important in Minnesota ecosystems. That are important,
Yeah. I think, and like you were talking about, kind of the rough fish category there. It seems like carp fishing and sucker fishing and stuff like that it's making a little bit of a push in the I don't know, I guess on social media, I guess is where I'm seeing it a lot, is people are going out there and targeting carp, actually, not just with a bow, So I think that's cool to be able to tournament fish for that, and it counts for something. So
exactly, and even not just even the carp, but getting obviously we've in the tournament we're going to clump the red horse together because it's pretty hard to focus on them, but also look at gar, look at buffalo, bullhead even. They're fun to fish for, but where are you going to find another tournament that you can actually go, all right, guys, let's go have some fun and try and catch a big bullhead,
Yeah, definitely. I think, it's not really something people target too often, but
they're fun fish to fish for, they're active.
Yeah, I spent an entire day walleye fishing. All I caught was bullheads, and it wasn't boring.
No. Well, what was
that? Where was it? That was in Chisago City somewhere.
Oh, that does bring me to a quick story from last year. Cole and I were targeting some rough species, and we had some guy go by us on a boat, and he looked at us a little funny. He goes, "What are you guys looking for?" And we told him, "Oh, we're looking for either carp or bullhead." It's like, all right, well, have fun. And that's the thing, is we really were having a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah, you're out there fishing. You're not pissing yourself off by catching, you catch a drum and man, I was fishing for walleye. I was fishing for bass. It's like, hey, I caught a drum. Does this thing measure? Can I score it?
Exactly. Get a picture, throw it on the bump board, and let her go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely highly encourage catch and release as well. So that's part of it.
Yeah. So is that part? So you've got to take a picture of the fish for submission, a picture of the fish on the bump board with your you've got an identifying number or letter, whatever it may be for each period.
Mm-hmm.
And then are you doing a picture with them holding it, or a video of the release? Or you're not requiring the release, you're only encouraging it at this point?
Encouraging it at this point.
We'll encourage it. Obviously, if a team's out, staying out all night and they need dinner, keep a fish or two. But definitely encourage it. And we are requiring a picture with the fisherman who caught the fish as well.
Of course.
Do you got to have your indicator in both pictures, or just the picture on the bump board?
Just the bump board.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, we talked about fish earlier as well. That's not going to be allowed. It's going to be angled only. So no nets, no snags even. So
okay. So paddlefish is out.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Paddlefish, is paddlefish even on there? I think the only way you can catch a paddlefish is snagging. So
well, that's another thing, and the reason we picked the dates is trying to get most species that are open. Paddlefish doesn't even have an open season in Minnesota, so
okay, so that's
they're not on the list. As far as it would be to go catch a paddlefish.
Oh, speaking of species, I don't remember, did somebody target or even score a muskie last year? And do you think that will come into play?
We targeted them, but we didn't score them. We're hoping to catch either a big pike or land a muskie.
That was actually one of the funniest things in the last tournament. We had up until the final 8 hours, nobody caught a northern over 16 inches.
Yeah.
That stood on the board. That point stood until the last 8 hours of the 39-hour tournament that we had. We have 40 hours this year.
Ooh,
but
that bonus hour,
bonus hour is going to make the world of difference.
Catch that bite.
It would have made a world of difference for us. I know that. We had another 10 hours of fishing planned and did not have time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, a lot of people I've talked to said that 40 hours, that's a lot of time of fishing, but
it runs out quick.
It goes fast.
Goes fast.
How much time of that are you spending sleeping? Are you doing any sleeping at all? Are you
I know one team that didn't. He's below us on the screen.
And we did fish pretty much the entire time, other than when we were driving. You know, we had bells on, but we did catch a couple hours of sleep in the boat.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, not comfortably and not quality, but we definitely tried closing our eyes for a little bit.
Are you sleeping or sleeping in shifts then? Like one of you stays fishing, the other's sleeping, or
You know, it
pass out as you're going?
I think Cody and I tried that out on the river that first night, and I think by like hour 2 of us trying to do the shift things, we were both passed out, and we woke up with lines tangled everywhere. It was a mess.
All of our bait was missing. It was a good time.
Anchored out or just?
Oh,
Yeah, we just went out, threw anchor out, dropped the talon down, and sat there. And
Now I just let the river kind of lull us to sleep.
That'll do it. You
So-
pass out on your feet and fall in.
Oh boy.
I think we were about
We got like 4 people tuned in right now. If anybody that's watching, drop some comments and questions, or just say, hey, we're kind of just spitballing now. Do you guys have anything specific that you want to put out there, or we can just keep sharing stories from last year or anything like that?
Well,
We're not getting any questions coming in, so
oh no, we gotta fill that time.
yeah. No, I guess I don't have anything planned as far as timing here. So if we don't get any questions, we can wrap it up. But
another thing too is if people watch us later on, they can put comments below it, and we can answer them right away afterwards.
Yeah, feel free to reach out to the page and make comments on things. We're pretty responsive, so the more interactive you are with us, we'll get back to you right away. So
no question's a dumb question. Go ahead and ask them.
Yeah, and remember, you know, if you're interested, just sign up. You know, you'll make the time for the tournament if you sign up, and you want to do it now, because if you know other teams might want to be doing it too, and they'll do it last minute. You know.
Yep, and you're limited to space, right? We got 16 spots, so
16 is our max. We've got quite a few teams signed up already, so don't wait. But like I say, if you got questions, you're hesitant about it, go ahead and shoot us a question, a comment, send us a message, and we'll try our best to answer those.
Mm-hmm.
Many ways to get a hold of us too. If you're not on Facebook, or if you know somebody that aren't, you can give us an email. We're at the anglerslist@yahoo.com.
But Zach, you make a good comment there about it gives you a good reason to go fishing.
It does.
A couple years ago, Cole talked me into starting to do tournament fishing, and I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, come on, you got all the stuff, and it's been the best thing. Like, it's a perfect excuse to go out fishing, and now I go out every weekend, 2 or 3 times a week if I can, and it hasn't gotten me in trouble yet, but it's definitely been a lot more fun than just I'll get out this weekend. I didn't have time, It just definitely pushes you to have an excuse to go fish.
And fish with intention, right? You're trying to find a specific species or a specific bite. It changes your mindset by tournament fishing, definitely.
Oh, definitely. I got to owe thanks to Min Made over there for inspiring that in me, and that's from Tony inviting me over to there. So I mean, I've never thought of fishing for panfish like I do now. It's been an experience. So
yeah, and
move that into summer fishing in the best possible way. So
yeah, you can see it changes a person's skill level over the years too. So it's worth it. Sign up for a tournament, just do one, and there's space in this one, so let's go, boys.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention you had said something about the smart sheet and how we're using the forms for submissions for registration, as well as submitting your fish during the event. My plan is, as we get closer to the first event, I'm going to put a little video together that just kind of walks through step by step what to do when you enter a fish. I may or may not do that with an actual fish. Depends on if I catch one. So keep your eyes out on Facebook and the YouTube channel for a video like that in the future here. So
yeah, that'd be great. I know think I've tried submitting a couple, and I'm still trying to figure that out. So it'd be nice to have a video.
Yep.
To do that.
Yep, and I've been checking we're testing the submissions now, just to make sure that it's working during the tournaments, and everything's looking good. It's going in as it should, and it can be used the way that it's supposed to. So we'll be able to quickly identify the fish, quickly score it, and give the team appropriate points. So it's gonna work out good, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That was a question you actually brought up earlier, Tony, was asking about, let's say over an 8-hour period, if two teams catch a 16-inch pike and they both submit them in that same period, who gets the point? That helps encourage people to submit their fish sooner. So the plan is going to be whoever submits the fish first will get the point. Obviously, if you get a bigger one, then you get the point. But if for some reason two teams submit the same size fish, the first one's got the point.
Yep, 100%. And that's fully, I guess, visible. I mean, we can validate that if somebody has contention with that decision that's been made. We can back it up with the submission. It's time stamped, so that is the tiebreaker in that scenario.
Yeah, and also, did you guys touch on the first tournament, first pot situation that we were doing, just for encouraging submissions in the first round?
Oh no, we didn't touch on that. I mean, go ahead, Zach.
Right. Yeah. So, we have each, the qualifying, semifinal, and finals set up, and just to encourage a lot of the teams, especially if any of them are struggling in the first round, we were splitting the pot. So part of it's going to go in the qualifying round to the team that has the most submitted qualifying species of fish. So, and you might not get all the points to move on to the next round, but say you submit, even if it's smaller than one of the other submissions, but you still submit, 14, 15 different species.
Mm-hmm.
There's still a pot out there in that first round for those teams.
Yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a fish that got a point. It's just whether it's a qualifying fish or not. Right?
Exactly.
Fish over 7 inches.
Yep.
Okay. No, I like that. Is there any other side pot type stuff like that? And then I guess hold on, bring it back real quick. So each event there isn't a payout. The payout is at the end, correct? So the championship is where the payouts are. Each event up until then.
There.
Yeah. So the first event has that side pot. Does the second event have that side pot for most species? Okay.
No, it's eliminations. So
okay. No, and I think I mean that's the prize right in itself, making the cut. So. Yep.
That second round's just make the cut to get into the final.
Mm-hmm.
And the first round, we do have another prize we'll be giving out, coming from Hogsback Custom Rods, and that will be for big walleye, since obviously that's Minnesota's fish.
Mm-hmm.
Give a little bit more to that. So they
and then you make for it. It was a walleye rod, but what size was it?
I'd have to check again with Jake, but they're putting up one rod for that.
Is he gonna make that pre-event, or is he gonna give you the option to custom make that rod?
To me, it sounds like he was gonna make it pre-event. I'm not sure. We haven't exactly decided when we'll be handing that out to the fisherman who wins it.
Mm-hmm.
But that'll be going in the first round, and we have other prizes that'll be going for all 3 rounds.
And that's going to the individual that catches the biggest walleye, not the team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
I like that.
Hopefully, as sponsors roll in, we're going to be able to offer more for different species of fish too out there. So we have a little incentive to catch those.
Our score sheet needs some categories now, so we can keep track.
Yeah.
That's good. I was glad to see that sponsors started rolling in on this. And if people are interested, if you got a small bait company, a rod company, anything like that, I think get in touch with Cody, Zach, Cole, or just email the anglerslist@yahoo.com. And they'd be more than happy to work with you and would appreciate the support in this event. So,
yeah.
A little bit of more on our sponsors and how they're going to be displayed across our screen and whatnot. How's that going to work, Tony?
For the live streams?
Yeah.
So each of the event sponsors, as like Hogsback, 903, and Minnesota Made, being that we're kind of presenting this whole event here through the channels, we'll just have kind of a logos listed at the bottom of the screen here on these overlays, and we can kind of work through that with each individual sponsor. So you will, if you do sponsor this tournament series, your logo will be visible at every check-in for a minimum of 30 minutes, because we're going to sit here and watch all the videos, talk through everything, talk about scores and standings and everything. So it'll definitely be out there for the people to see.
Yep.
Perfect.
So
you got any questions showing up over there, Tony?
Nothing's coming through, and people are just watching and they're just liking what we're saying, I guess, or not. Nobody's any interaction at this point. We're just talking to each other. So
We must have done a good job answering all the questions.
yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. So, all right. Well, I guess if nothing else, do you guys got anything else you want to keep her going here? Or?
I think that pretty well wraps her up for at least everything I've got.
I think so as well. I mean, thank you so much, Tony.
Yeah. Want to thank Tony for hosting, Min-Made for hosting, and also Hogsback Custom Rods and 903 Bait coming up from Texas, going to make their stand here too in Minnesota. Excited for a good tournament.
Yep, absolutely, fellas. I appreciate you doing this and letting me be a part of it. It's going to be fun. I got a lot of work to do in the next month here, but it should be fun to see it come together.
Yes,
all right, cool. Well, thanks, guys. Thank you for everyone that tuned in. Hope we answered all your questions. As we said before, if you do have more questions, drop a comment on this video, whether it's on YouTube, on Facebook. Shoot an email to the anglerslist@yahoo.com, or any of the individuals here in this live stream. We can get your questions answered. Go over to the Facebook page, The Anglers List, and find that post with the Smartsheet link to get yourself signed up for this event. There's still time. We don't start until June 18th is the first event. I keep mentioning 19th. Okay, yep. So June 19th is the first event. We're hoping that everybody can be signed up a week ahead of time, right?
Yeah, if we can get signed up a week ahead of time, we would like to do a couple sample videos just to make sure that we're all set for that Smartsheet app.
Perfect. So get your names on the list and get paid up and get ready to test your skills against some nice anglers in this league, man. I mean, there's some sticks. So, all right, that'll do it for us here tonight. We hope to hear from you in the future, and keep your eyes on the page. We got a lot more coming.
Awesome. Thanks again, Tony.
Have a good night.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.